Hi, how is everybody doing there? I wanted to greet you all from the land of earthquakes. Yesterday we had a 6.9 earthquake and we survived. It was an incredible experience. No damage in Cebu. Everybody's doing okay here. The damage was about 40 kilometers away from us. So that's the third time I have that kind of experience here. It's not very often. But the purpose of this video is I wanted to let everybody know I'm okay. Everybody, Vivian, you wanted to see pictures? Here's a video. I'm doing fine. I'm doing strong. I'm here in the master bedroom. You can see here, I think back here, that's our bed. Give you a tour around. You look there. That's a closet. I'll give you the grand tour going around. That's our glass windows. Coming around this way. This is our TV. I don't think he's here. A library here in the bedroom. Anyway, I'm in the master bedroom. We're doing strong here, and God really blessed me. I wanted to go through some of the details. January 25th was our 3rd year anniversary. Do you remember, Paulette, Vivian, Mom? You were here at the wedding 3 years ago. So. The 25th was a special day, so Eden and I checked into a hotel called the Radisson Blu, which is a brand new 5-star hotel located just beside SM Mall. By the way, they're building a new SM. The biggest SM in the Philippines will be built 1 kilometer away from our house here now. They're building it right now. But that SM is already very, very big. So we're right next door. We're enjoying the day. We went to a movie later on that afternoon, and that whole day I was complaining of chest pains going through my upper chest. Not pains, like tension. It was tightness in my upper chest, in the front and back, and my lower arms. And that was I had exactly those same what do you want to call it, symptoms when I was in London before Christmas with Eden, but I thought I was having those pains because of the cold weather. But now, looking backwards, we discovered that the pain or the discomfort I was experiencing then was because when you go to a cold climate, your blood thickens. And when it thickens, it becomes very thick, and it's harder to go through a restricted passageway. So I had like arteries that were being plugged back then, and I was feeling the discomfort then. But whenever I would stop moving, the discomfort would go away. So half my trip when I was in London, I just stayed relaxing, and I had no problem. It's when I was walking around, exercising and doing things that I had the discomfort. So I come back from London, and no problem whatsoever. I go to the gym every day. Every day I'm going to the gym and I'm working out. And no discomforts whatsoever. But on January 25th, our anniversary, that day I had discomfort. So after we went to the movie, which ended about 5 o'clock, we walked back to the hotel, and I started realizing, I said, Eden, something is really, really wrong. So she started putting pressure for me to go to the hospital. I was resisting that because I know if I go to the hospital, we're going to be 3-4 hours in the emergency, and we're not going to be coming out, and there goes the anniversary. So I was trying to resist that. So I stayed in the lobby of the hotel as she was going up to the 19th floor. While she went up to the 19th floor, I started going through very, very uncomfortable discomfort. So much that I had concerns that whether or not I could make it from the hotel, to the hospital. And as a matter of fact, 19th floor is quite a ways up. Eden was a little bit ticked off at me because we were going off and on, go to the hospital, not go to the hospital, go to the hospital, not go to the hospital. So she was in the 19th floor. So I didn't have time to argue with her. I said, Eden, I'm leaving. I'm going to the hospital now. So I took my body, and I was stumbling through the lobby, down the steps, across the street to where the taxis are. And I got in a taxi, and I sent a message to Eden, please meet me at the hospital. And then from that point, I was sitting comfortably in the taxi, and I started praying to God. I said, God, if this is what I think it is, look after me. I'm committed to your glory. And the taxi took me to the hospital. When I arrived at the emergency, all my discomfort was gone. No discomfort whatsoever. And I felt strange walking into the emergency because there's people there who had some very, very serious problems. And here I was, I had no discomfort. But while I'm there, okay, I'm going to talk to them. I say, excuse me, I have this condition, numbness in the upper chest, whatever. So they made me sit down, fill out a few forms. They said they would check me out. So I go into the emergency room. Emergency room, and they start testing. They start doing all kinds of things, and they took lab tests, which would take 3 hours to get the results. Well, what happened in that 3 hours is I was having a good time. No discomfort whatsoever. I was okay. We were joking with the nurses. We were doing all kinds of things. It's as if like I was embarrassed to be there. 3 hours went by. It's about 10:30 already. Eden's there, and she's on the way back to the hotel to check out because the emergency room said, it doesn't look too serious, but when the test results came back in, they said, we cannot confirm that you had a heart attack, but we cannot disconfirm it either. We'd like to keep you for observation, but all our ICU units are full. Please find a unit at another hospital. In other words, we'd like to check you up, but we can't do it today. Find another space. So Eden from the hotel sends a message saying, do not let Paul go anywhere. I was with Marvin, was looking over me then. Marvin was going to be my future brother-in-law, and he was looking over me, and he said, check with other hospitals first and make sure there's an ICU unit available before you get discharged from that hospital. So everybody's fine. They're making arrangements for an ambulance to transport me. And right then, it was about 10:30 that night, I had massive pain start shooting from my wrist up through my upper chest, down to the other wrist, front and back and forth. And I was so shocked at what was happening. I was screaming, what's going on? I was just screaming. I couldn't believe the pain. I could not believe the intensity of that pain. To this day, I cannot understand how the human body can create that kind of pain. It was intense beyond anything I've ever could have imagined. And I was in a profuse sweat, and I was just breaking down everywhere, and everybody knew something's going on. And that's when I had my attack. I had my attack in the emergency room at the hospital. God made sure I was in the hospital when that attack happened. Because the doctors told me after that my vital signs at that point, I just knocked out because of the intense pain. I just knocked out. And I did not come back for 2.5 days. And I'll describe to you what happened in those 2.5 days. But after, when I came back through, at the end, a week later, the doctors would tell me, at that time, my vital signs deteriorated so much, they only gave me a 20% chance of recovery. My blood pressure dropped to 60, like everything was deteriorating in all my organs. This was a very, very serious thing. So, it just so happens I was at the right hospital that could do angioplasty. If I would have went to the wrong hospital, if I would have had my attack in the hotel, I would have passed away on the way to the hospital. That's how intense this was. So right away they get a doctor who lives less than 2 kilometers away from the hospital. That's their angioplasty, and a couple other specialists, and the doctors start doing everything. They started the operation about 1:30 in the morning, and they finished by 4 a.m. Eden was able to watch the angioplasty in the operating room as they passed 2 catheters inserted inside my groin up to the heart, so she can see it on the monitor what's actually happening. She could see the tube going up through the veins and how they start to blow up the balloon and start to open up the arteries. She saw that whole operation. That's incredible technology today. So what happened? 2 arteries, basically opened up. They bring me back to the operating room. They released me at 4 a.m. I came through, and